Hello and welcome to Thought for September the 16th. Our readings are 2 Kings chapters 22 and 23, Ezekiel chapter 12 and Luke chapter 8. And our thought is, asked him to depart. We read of a remarkable miracle today in Luke chapter 8, the healing of a man who had become totally deranged in mind. He was well known. He owned a house and lived in a city before he became insane. Jesus did many miracles in many different ways, but his healing was particularly challenging to those who knew the man and lived in his city. Jesus came to the country of the Gerasenes, and this man, in his insane state, now lived among the tombs. When he saw Jesus, he cried out and fell down before him and said with a loud voice, "What have you to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God?" Verse 28. His insane mind led him to perceive who Jesus really was. There was nothing to be gained by Jesus explaining that such a state of mind was not caused by an evil spirit taking over control of his mind. This belief had arisen as a result of the Greek conquest. This was what the Greeks superstitiously believed. The Old Testament shows that no such beliefs were held in earlier years. A dramatic healing occurs. The supposed demons are seen to be in the pigs because they madly rushed down the slope and drowned in the waters of Galilee. Now, eating pork, even touching their carcasses, was unclean under the law God gave to Moses in Leviticus chapter 11, verses 7 and 8. And obviously those keeping the pigs had no regard for the law. The event was a challenge to the people who went out to see what had happened. And they came to Jesus and found the man from whom the demons had gone, clothed and in his right mind, and they were afraid, we read in verse 35. Every other healing Jesus did resulted in many more to come for healings, but not here. All the people of the surrounding country of the Gerasenes asked him to depart from them, for they were seized with great fear, we read in verse 37. We suspect they were afraid of other things that might happen that would cause a further loss of their livelihood. The reasons are not entirely different today for those who believe in evolution rather than a creator who will hold them responsible for how they live their lives. Those who believe in a creator have at least some responsibility. Recall what we read last week in Ezekiel chapter 3. If I say to the wicked, "You will surely die," God says to Ezekiel, "and you give him no warning, nor speak to warn, he shall die for his iniquity, but his blood I will require at your hand. But if you warn the wicked, you will have delivered your soul." Chapter 3, verses 18 and 19. Any words we attempt to speak or write must be done in love. Jesus told his hearers to love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Matthew chapter 5, verse 44. We do not want Jesus to depart from us. Well, thank you once again for joining us for Thought for the Day, where together we can open up the pages of God's Word, remembering that it is a lamp to our feet and a light to our path.